Shalom, this your brother Yuatazak. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Okay, double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the Akim around the world pushing this rock, the hopeful elect. Didn't want to go into too much, really. I just wanted to share a vision or a dream that the Lord gave me last night, and it was a fucking doozy. So I'm just gonna go into it. So basically, it started off. I was in my home with my son's mother and her family, and they were making plans about the future, and it was bothering me kind of, just how they gonna go do this and they're gonna go do that and move here and build here, and it was bothering me. So I kind of went over the way my house is structured. I went to the bathroom, and out the window I can see out of my, to my front, parking spot. And so when I look out the window, the elder brother, Ariyah from my camp, Servants of the Throne, he had pulled up, and he already had his garment on. It was weird. So I thought he was coming, and we was just going to chill, whatever. I don't really know. But when I got in the car, he went right in as if he was prophesying into the scriptures. And, it was almost like my son's mother's family heard him. And so they were like trying to drown him out, like speaking louder about all these plans about, what to do. And it was weird. So we ended up pulling off. All right. He's in his van was his children, and when we left, my children were in the van as well. And long story short, we talking, and he's just, it's not even like we're talking. He's just like as if he's at camp going in, and he's speaking specifically about the end times. It was just such a weary feeling. And so immediately we was going north, and then I'm like, well, we ain't, I don't live that way. So we turned around, and then we didn't go back to my house. We ended up going down south, like almost as if we in refuge or something. It was strange. All I remember specifically, however, is we was on a long, super long bridge. It was reminiscent of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. If you don't know, it's like I don't even know how long it is, like 10-mile, 20-mile bridge. You don't see nothing but ocean around you. But we were like on a bridge like that, but to the right, you could see what in my eyes looked like the craziest, the most humongous airport I've ever seen in the world. Thousands of planes, hundreds of control towers and terminals. We talking big planes, anywhere from military. I remember seeing like UPS, FedEx planes, and all the different passenger Airbuses. And it was a lot of people, like scurrying, like trying to get out. And as the brother is speaking, all of a sudden it was daytime, and then it started to get real dark. Like all of a sudden, like super duper dark. And I look over at the airport, and it was like a nuke went off, man. Like very reminiscent to what you see on the screen right now. It was a mushroom cloud. It was hardly any smoke because it was just all fire. When I say it was like fervent heat, it's almost like it was miles away, but I could feel the heat in my dream. And it turned the ground it turned solid ground into liquid. It was almost like you threw a boulder into water, like the splash and the waves that it creates. That's how the solid ground turned into. And I turned back to the brother, and he was just like, yeah, see? he was strangely calm about the situation, man. Shout out Ariel, man. Go follow him at Blood Covenant 144. But hey, man, I tell you what, I woke up and I was trembling, man. I was in fear, and the reality of it is, that's kind of what we looking towards, man. That's the end all be all of America. All right. And the Wada Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for doubling down on it. I've had like several dreams in the last, 5-6 years reminiscent of that. You know, this is just the latest, and I might do a video going into dreams. I just had to share it. You know, and I'm saying, man, listen, if you don't fear nothing in life, which you're lying if you say you don't fear nothing, but if you don't fear nothing, you gotta fear the Most High, man, because the plagues he's about to bring on this place are like nothing that the world has ever seen, man. You know, let's go into a little bit of scriptures, man. Listen, this is Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plagues wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is synonymous with Israel. Okay, so if you go throughout history, every single nation on the planet has fought against or enslaved Israel at some point or had a hand in it. Okay. And this is the plagues. It says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, man. Okay? So what does that? Fervent heat, followed by nuclear radiation, man. Okay? That's that death that the Lord wants you to feel, man. All right? Like you can't underestimate, you know, the accuracy of the descriptions of the things that are to come, okay? Like the accuracy in the scriptures is 100%, okay? And it's you know, it's very frightening. Salaki, brother. All right? That's hey, man. Let's get into more scriptures, okay? This is just, I just did a search of the destruction of Babylon. All right, this is Jeremiah 51:55. For the Lord is going to destroy Babylon, okay? And he will make her loud noise vanish from her, and their waves will roar like many waters, and the tumult of their voices sounds forth, okay? So that's that second death, man, okay? Hey, this is America's Babylon the Great, all right? And thus it will be destroyed, man, in the coming of the Lord. All right. 51:11 says, sharpen the arrows, fill the quivers. Okay, the Lord has aroused the spirit of the kings of the Medes, because his purpose is against Babylon to destroy it. For it is the vengeance of the Lord, vengeance for his temple. Okay. So it's you know, obviously it could be referring to the initial conflict with Babylon, but of course we know that it's prophetical in the sense that all of the allies and the enemies of America will turn and shoot thermonuclear missiles to America to the point where it will no longer be. Okay? All right? Revelations 11:13. And in that hour, there was a great earthquake, and a tenth of the city fell. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake, and the rest were terrified and gave glory to the God of heaven. Okay? Just more destruction. All right? There's actually something else I wanted to get into. Okay. Revelations 18 and 18:21, then a strong angel took up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea, saying, so will Babylon, the great city, be thrown down with violence and will not be found any longer. Yeah, man, because America's going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles, and it's just going to be, you know, a wasteland. Okay? 18:17. For in 1 hour, such great wealth has been laid waste, and in every shipmaster and every passenger and sailor, and as many as make their living by the sea, stood at. You know, let's go into Revelations 18, man. All right. All right. Okay. Verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay? Hey, listen, because the world has adopted that wine, that philosophies of the so-called, the American way, man, which is really the Idumean way, the ways of Esau, the ways of the devil, okay? It says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye may be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not her plagues. All right, and we already spoke about the plagues. The plagues that come upon is going to be those thermonuclear destruction, okay? Among other things. I mean, you're seeing COVID right now, economic collapse. All right. All of these are the beginning of the plagues. OK. And when it's talking about come out of her, my people, that's twofold, because you could say that that's the Lord reaching out to his elect. All right. Telling them to get out of the mindset of the philosophies. But this is also literally just verbal confirmation that those chariots of Israel, the chariots of the Most High, are going to come and gather his elect so that they won't be harmed by the nuclear holocaust that's coming to this country. Okay, verse 5, for her sins have reached up to heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Hey, man, listen, they always want us to remember 9/11. They want us to remember this shooting and Columbine and whatever the fuck, man. Nobody cares about that shit. But they don't want to hear about, all the sins. We don't want to talk about all the sins that happened throughout history by way of the white man's treachery. Okay? Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled, fill to her double. All right? So we know what the white man and the rest of these nations have done, man. All right? So the Lord is saying, do unto her double. All right? How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Hey, man, that's the pride of Esau, man. Okay? They sitting high and mighty and they feel like, what does it say? And the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, man. Okay? Who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, well, the answer is the Most High God, man. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine. She shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judges her. Okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to bring this place down, man. All right? Jeremiah 50:14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, and ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahweh. Okay? So that's basically going right into how these other nations, okay, you can fact check this, other nations, specifically Russia, okay, they have nuclear capabilities that rival America's, all right? But the Lord is going to cause them to shoot missiles onto America, and there is no Iron Dome. There is no defense for anything that the Lord prophesied is going to happen, man. Every single missile might damn near hit, man. Even if they can block one or two, the rest of them is going to do the job, man. So saith the Lord. Okay? Check this out. All right, I'm going to just touch on a few here on, let me go to the top. This is 2nd Ezra 13, right? It says, in 7 days past, the following night, I had a dream. So this is Ezra's, and the Lord gave him a vision, just like how he gave me one. It says, in my dream, I saw a wind coming up out of the sea and stirring up great waves. As I watched, the wind brought it out of the sea what looked like a man, and he was flying on the clouds. When he turned his face, everything he looked at began to tremble. And when he spoke, everyone who heard his voice melted like wax in the fire. Okay, so we know that's Yahweh Shai, man. All right. I'm gonna skip down just because there was a specific thing that I wanted to go into dealing with the dream. Okay, I'm going to start at 21. It says, I will explain to you the meaning of the vision and answer the question you have asked. You have raised questions about those who will survive until the end. The answer is that the one who brings the dangers in those days will also protect the people who have stored up good works and faithfulness with God, the Almighty One. So who is that? The elect of Israel. What are the works? Believing in the true power, okay, and his son, and preaching and having faith, man. Okay? Doing the work of the Lord. All right? Helping those who do the work of the Lord, man. Okay? 24. You may be certain that those who survive are more fortunate than those who die. This is the meaning of the vision. The man that you saw coming up out of the sea represents the one whom God Most High has kept ready for many ages. Okay? So that's Yahweh Shai. He will free the world he created and establish the new order for those who survive. Okay? Because not all of us is going to see death. All right? And when he says he will free the world, that's number one, he's going to free the world from the clutches of the evil, which is starting with Esau and other nations, and just, reverse all the abominable establishments that they have set up. Okay? And establish the new world or the new order for those who survive, okay? And it says, you saw the wind, fire, and storm going out of the man's mouth, and you saw that without the use of a spear or any other weapon, he destroyed the great crowd that was advancing to attack him. So that's referring to, it says that all the armies are brought into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment, okay? All right. This meant that the time is near when God Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, will begin to free the people of earth, the elect. At that time, everyone will be close to panic, even the elect, because it's going to be fearful. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like nothing that the Lord has ever shown the world. All right. It says they will begin to make war against one another, the city against the city, region against region, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, wars and rumors of wars, referring to Matthew. When that happens, verse 32, when that happens, the signs I told you about earlier will take place. Then I will reveal my son, whom you saw as a man coming out of the sea. When they hear his voice, all the nations will leave their territory, forget their wars with one another, and come together in one great crowd, too large to count, as you saw in your dream. The nations will unite with the single purpose of making war on my son. Okay, so we're starting to see that now with the beginning of the New World Order, man. All right. He will take the stand on the top of Mount Zion, and the New Jerusalem will be seen by everyone. It will be completely and fully built, just as in your dream you saw the mountain carved out, but not by human hands. Then my son will condemn the assembled nations for their godlessness. That is what the storm meant. He will confront them with the wicked plans they have made and also with the torments they must endure. That is what the flames meant. Then he will easily destroy them by means of the law. That is what the fire meant. You saw him gather another crowd of peace and loving people. These are the 10 tribes of Israel who were taken away into captivity in the time of King Hoshea. King Shalmaneser of Assyria captured them and deported them to the foreign lands of the east and the Euphrates River. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much into that. But the point that I was making, man, is that, the Lord is showing his people these dreams of the things to come, man. And what's coming is destruction to this place and salvation for the Lord's people, man. We just got to stay diligent, okay? Keep pushing this word out, okay? Make sure that we're examining ourselves. Okay, so hopefully we can be saved, man. Be of that first crop, man, and escape these plagues. All right. So with that, you mean like the elders always say, okay, we gonna say shalom, and it's on to the next one, man.